Hi guys, it's RLC321 and I'm back again. Now I did do this video already, but there was something wrong with the white balance or something or other in it. It just wasn't right, it wasn't working, it wasn't very good. So I'm reshooting it. And basically what we're doing, we are going to be talking about this. This here had a, well, if I show you this one, you can see. Let's put them side by side. You can see the problem. So with our resin parts, this is the Tyrant Sword resin model kit. And we're going to be using a 2-part epoxy filler modeling putty to basically fix this. This came like this, by the way. It wasn't, it was just a mistake in the, when they pulled it out of the mold probably. But I wanted to show you how I done that with this pipe. And also on the head, don't know if we can, let's see if I can get up close to the head there. Don't know if you can see that. No, it doesn't want to focus properly. But is that going to focus? Let's try it from there. Let's try moving the light over here a little bit, that might help it. It's trying to. Alright, let's try something. Let's see if I can actually zoom into it and then see if we can see the problem. There, as you can see, it's a little bit of a nasty. It's supposed to be nice and smooth, so we're going to also be using the epoxy putty to make that bit nice and smooth for us as well. So let me zoom back out just a bit, and hopefully also the last time none of it was in shot, which is typical. So if I just keep the head there, then if I know I need to keep this like this, then hopefully everything will be in shot. What we're going to be using is 2-part epoxy putty. One's a hardener, one isn't. I don't know what the other one would be called, but this is what we're using. We only need a small bit, so just going to take a small part of the black one. That should be enough. You can get these epoxy putties pretty much anywhere, coming in a few different shapes and sizes and colours and whatnots. And with the epoxy putties, you need to have roughly the same amount, preferably. That should do it. Let's have a look. Let's piece this together. Oh, I've got some under my nail. There we go. That should be just about right. And then 2 equal pieces of the same amount. What you then need to do is mush it. Just mush it all together so it's one uniform colour. Not, as you can see here right now. As you can't see here right now. There we go. It's 2 separate colours. We don't want 2 separate colours. It needs to be the same. So just keep kneading and kneading and kneading. Now I suppose you could, something like this, you need an epoxy putty or something like that to do it with, just because it's not going to work otherwise, for what I'm going to be doing with it. Oh, this is so boring, and it's actually starting to hurt my fingers. Ouch. Alright, now ideally you would need some water, because with water you can, this helps this smooth it all down and everything like that. So we're going to start with this arm piece of the Tyrant Sword resin Gundam kit that I got from E2046, and we just need a small piece at the minute. Okay, And all we're going to do is lay it on top. Just like that. Not like that, just like that. Okay, that's bad. That's really bad, Rob. Right. So we're just going to lay it on top, just like this. Now, got a couple of tools here. Got this tool. I wouldn't recommend using spit as a shaping method. You should use water. Water is the best thing to use, obviously. I kind of forgot the water, so I don't have any. Now, also, I'm going to be using what's called this spludger tool. I love my spludger tool. It's a be-all and do-all everything kind of tool. And what I'm doing, I'm just trying to get a nice flat surface along the top and along the bottom here as well. And just get it nice and smooth. Well, not necessarily smooth, but flat edge. And because this is quite sharp, this blodge a bit, I can actually just get rid of that piece there, just don't need it, and that there. Now, again, in here, I'll just take off some of this, because I don't really need it. So let's use this part here to cut it away, kind of thing. And then push it. Can you see this? Yeah, yeah. Push it in. Press it down. Flatten it on this side again. Basically, what we are trying to achieve is a nice surface, so it would match, basically. That's what we are aiming for. Now, you will get some excess, don't worry about that, because once we've finished, this is going to be sanded off anyway. A lot of this is going to be sanded, but it's just getting the shape right for now, so everything is how we want. And again, I'm just going to get rid of some of that there, make sure it's all even again. It's not quite right there, is it? So let's use this and push it back up a bit. It is a painstaking process, but once you've got it the way you want, just push that there a minute and then flatten this side down. And I'm going to use this bit here just to flatten it a bit more. This is why you should have water. And you can see it slipped off, so it's not a problem though. And get rid of all of this excess here, that's definitely not needed. And I think that is pretty much it. We are done. And there we go. We now have... Is that going to zoom? Is that going to focus? Is it? Is it? Hell. There we go. From what it was to now, it's a lot better. It's still going to be sand in it, so it's not to worry about too much, but that's going to need at least 24 to 48 hours to dry and set, because this stuff sets rock hard once it's done. So that's how to do that. Now let's tackle this. There's a couple of ways we could do it. We could just sand it and get it right, But I'm not gonna. What I'm gonna do, just to get rid of the rough edge here, because it's actually overhanging slightly, I'm just gonna very gently take off the excess with this file, just very gently. I'm not a lot. I just want to get rid of the excess, excuse me, that's hanging over. And then with some more of our putty, I'm gonna push that onto there. Now this is where you really do need your water, most definitely, because what we're going to be doing with this is pushing it into those gaps, that nastiness that was there. Okay, and then I've still got a little bit more that needs to. Come on, get in there. Oh, now that's pulled off again. Yeah. And just push that on. And you can see where that gap is. Right. There we go. I'm just going to smooth that out a bit, and then hopefully that would have done what we needed it to do. There. So that now has got rid of that nasty bit there, and once we've primed it, it should be nice and smooth instead of having all the lumpy bumpies there. We've still got loads of this left. But that's one way of using the epoxy putty. If you have a hole in something and you wanted to, let's say you've accidentally drilled through this part here, so you drilled a hole through here, you could use the epoxy putty. Just put the epoxy putty over the hole, smooth it into the hole, and then underneath where the hole is, smooth it all out and do that. Or you could use super glue gel. Again, do the same thing. Put the super glue gel onto a tip or something, put it into the hole, smooth it out, and do the same underneath, smooth it out. Then once it's dry, you can actually sand that down, and it will cover your hole. Once painted, you ain't going to see it. Brilliant. But hopefully this second part, just to show you, this is the epoxy putty I've just used, and it's still quite malleable. Now the other video I done was a couple of hours ago, but it didn't work when I was trying to edit it. The colour was all off and everything, but you can actually hear. I don't know if you can hear. It's got quite hard, and it's very hard now to actually. You can see how hard it is, and that's just with a couple of hours. So this stuff is good. So just need to let these dry, and then that should be all ready to go for us. But as I said, as you can see, a lot better than it was. By all means, it's not perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but it's not going to be as bad as it was. You know, I don't know if you can see here. Let's there you go. You can see it's not going to be perfect. They're going to need to be sanded down as well, but it will get you out of a bind. Anyway, what else is there? I think that's pretty much it. There probably is other ways you can do this. You can for small holes or small, like this headpiece here. Games Workshop do the green stuff, which is they do this kind of stuff, but it's green. It's yellow and blue, and then when you mix it, it goes green, and it's called green stuff. But they also do a liquid green stuff, which for big problems I don't recommend. But for little things like this, I do. All you need to do is liquid based. You just paint it on, let it dry, and then just sand it off. Very lightly sand it off. Don't do heavy sanding, because it's very flaky and it will come off, but it will hold in place once you've had primer on it. So if you're doing small things like this, you could use liquid green stuff or some other equivalent of it. Okay. What else is there? I think that's pretty much it for now. Be on the lookout as well. I'm going to be doing another video soon, because I've covered plastic kits and covering resin kits. Obviously what's this actually called? The SX NFR 01 SES Tyrant Sword Gundam. Oh no, okay. So that's what this is going to be. I'm just going to keep this back in its box so it doesn't get dust on it, and just let it sit there and dry. I'm going to be doing I bought a model kit for my daughter that I'm going to be building for her. It's a, can't remember what it's by, but it's the Incredible Hulk, and it's a vinyl. Now you can get robot and mecha kits in vinyl as well, so I'm going to be showing you how to build a resin teeth, put back in. I need a whiskey, that's what it is. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. How to build vinyl kits. Okay, sometimes when you're building model kits, things are slightly different in how you build, and I will go through how to build and paint a vinyl model kit as well. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling on, and this is RLC321 saying goodbye, and keep modelling, and I hope to speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye bye.